No licking. Alright, hello. Today I decided to film I'm not sure the exact wording I want to use, if it's like good anniversary gifts or like basically these are gifts with your significant other in mind. Alright, you obviously don't have to be in a relationship for any of these ideas. It can be like a best friend, it can be your sister, your mom, whatever. Like just anyone that obviously like you care a lot about and want to do something special for. This just popped in my head because it honestly just popped in my head because I just celebrated an anniversary and we spent zero money together and it was a great time. So I'm definitely in the like saving money, time right now. Not that I'm not normally, but the girl's broke. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of come on and share some ideas, things that I've done personally with people, and just like I said, whether it's free, minimal money, or just a way to save you money in the process of gifting for whoever that person might be. Okay, so this also goes with the idea of maybe, like, depending on who you are, slightly more creative gifting ideas. And a lot of, like, not spending money things in my personal mind, like, then it kind of falls to an experience if you're trying not to, like, just buy an object. Which, yes, buying stuff for someone else is, like, very kind, very giving, very thoughtful, but also, like, after so many times, I feel like it's kind of in a way like more special to just do something with that person as a symbol like of your relationship, whatever, friendship, whatever it is. I feel like it's sometimes more special to just do something together than to just be like, here is a gift. I mean, you can disagree if you're a person who just wants to get things perfectly fine. Obviously, it all comes down to kind of how you two interact or whatever, but you can't tell me that if like you got home and there was someone that you were spending your time with and they were like, oh my gosh, I thought we could do this to get together today and just spend time together. You can't tell me you wouldn't be excited because one, you didn't have to plan shit for that. That person thought like, oh man, we should do something together. I want to do something with this person. That is such a nice feeling to feel that. And then like you spent maybe no money, maybe very little money, and like you had a good time together, hopefully. So obviously there are a bunch of small activity ideas. If you have like a backyard or access to outdoors, a small camping thing, if that's kind of your thing, if it's a nice evening, spending the night in a tent, if you have access to it, some way of watching a movie without going out to see one. If you own a projector, know someone who owns a projector, project on a wall inside your house, on your backyard, put a sheet up somewhere, like in an open space and project it, like blow up a bunch of air mattresses and throw them on the ground and like lay on there and watch it, or like something of the sort. Like I know sometimes we'll throw a projector in our basement and then it projects on like an entire wall and you can kind of, pull couches and stuff around to kind of sit and reconfigure, and it's always lots of fun. You can string up Christmas lights, however crazy or whatever you want to do. It's a really fun time. Another idea that that's what we did this year was kind of just do a nostalgia thing, which for us wasn't a nostalgia thing we had with each other, but more just like childhood in general. And we actually played like Rock Band and Guitar Hero and Band Hero like all day. By all day is like for a couple hours. And we just like switched off and it was really fun. We hadn't played those games in forever, and just any form of like nostalgia, whether it's a movie, whether it's a game, say like you and your significant other or friend are like, oh my gosh, remember when like everyone played this on the GameCube? Like if you have access to a GameCube, whip that out, set up a nice TV thing, make some popcorn, have some chip and dip and like all this stuff to like snack on. It is such a fun afternoon that you just kind of like went a little bit above and beyond just like your average day, and it's just like a fun thing, like I mean, I think even just a couple weeks ago there were like I had two friends over and we just played like the original like Wii games, which isn't even that old, but like in comparison, like it's been years since we played them. Like we played like old like Wii Sports and stuff, and like just stuff like that is like so fun because you're like, oh my god, I haven't played this forever. So if you have something like that, or you know, just any kind of nostalgia thing. If you can find a way to kind of bring that back, and you, like I said, just make some food, have something to munch on. Like, you can decorate a little bit if you're feeling fancy. By decorate, like, if you literally have like any pictures of you two together, like, move them there and like put up Christmas lights, or use a light sign. Like, I know a lot of people have the like the pegboard signs or the light signs right now. Just something that like shows that you just put like a little bit of thought and detail into it, I think makes a huge difference. All right, my last like pretty much free idea would be to just cook a meal together, and or like just do something, have like a special food moment. So whether that means cooking something together, whether that means like getting takeout but like eating fancy. Like, I don't know if that's a weird idea, but I did that one time where I got like my favorite takeout, but then like ate, like set the table and like had a really fun time, because it was fun because you were like enjoying like a fun environment, but like you didn't have to make the food, which I know sometimes you just like have no energy to make the food, and I completely understand. So whether it's like something like that, something that's kind of just fun, in that kind of setting, I know like you could go to a park and have like a little picnic there, and literally again it could be takeout, like who cares. Anything of that sorts. If you live in the area and it's summertime and you live near areas that have like live bands in a park or at a winery or something of the sort, go there. A lot of them let you bring your own food, drinks, sit and like just enjoy and stuff. So if you can find those like really like cheap or literally free events that just let you kind of sit out and enjoy an afternoon or an evening, those are like where you're gonna win. And if you're the one to throw out the idea, honestly, like, it's gonna make the other person feel great. Hello? People love not having to be the ones to plan something or think of something. So just like throw the idea out there. I'm sure, like, be like just as comfy as you want, as comfy as you don't want, you know, whatever you're feeling. Like, a lot of these can be catered to exactly how you're feeling, how the two of you work. Like, it's very open. Like, it doesn't have to be intense or scary. I just feel like people shouldn't feel the need to like spend money every single year, like, you know, like on a gift or something. So an idea that I have, if you're kind of looking for something that's really special between the two of you and you want to be able to hold on to this memory or something, and say it's been a while since you guys have had pictures taken together, or say you've never really had pictures taken together. You've been together a couple months, a couple of years, whatever, and you just have like no pictures together, like no like genuine photos together. And I know that some people are whatever about getting their picture taken, but you can't tell me that you don't love looking back and like seeing pictures of you with loved ones and friends and have fun events. And there's just like such a good feeling about looking back at that. So why not organize a photo shoot? And I know this is gonna sound way scarier than it is probably for some people, but if you, obviously you can reach out to local photographers. If it's going to be, this is definitely like you're gonna spend a little bit of money. And I do believe all photographers should get paid for what they do, but if you really just want like a simple thing, if you even have a friend who owns a camera and you can just throw them like 50, $100, whatever, for just like an hour or two of them just like taking pictures of you. You could go to your favorite place, you could like do whatever you could do. Honestly, I really like in-home photography, like just kind of like hanging out. Like, say you do cook a meal together, you know how fun it would be to like have someone just pop in. Like, I mean, it's gonna feel and sound really weird, but it's just such a nice evening that kind of captures how so much of like you and who you're with and all of this. And it's just like, I think a really sweet idea that, again, if you go out like searching for a photographer, it can get expensive. And I mean, they do a lot of work to like receive that money. So like, I'm not saying like, you know, they don't deserve it, but I also understand not everyone's in the place to just spend money on a photo shoot just for the heck of it. So like I said, if you have a friend who like does occasional photography, or hell, even if you can just borrow their camera and just like have fun taking pictures of each other for a night, like it's such a fun experience that I think so many people don't take advantage of. And yeah, like, I mean, a lot of photographers who do like family portraits and stuff, you can probably work with them for an hour or so. It's probably gonna cost $100, $200, but it's a really special night, especially if like, say you're celebrating something big, or it's just like you feel like you'd really want to like refresh like some photos of the two of you, or who cares, like you don't even have to like show them to anyone. They can just be like a special thing for the two of you that you had a lot of fun doing, because nothing makes two people get more comfortable with each other than when a camera's pointed at them with the purpose of capturing the two of them. So I think, yeah, it can feel really weird, but also like it is such like a fun experience, and especially a fun experience to look back on. And I seriously cannot recommend it enough. If you have the opportunity and the means to do it, do it. Hell, if you even have like a cousin, a like neighbor's kid who's interested in photography, especially if they're like high school or college, throw them $50, $100, whatever, and just let them like, and then it's like a learning experience for everyone. You can like look up posing ideas if you want to go that far. Pinterest always has a ton of ideas. Just literally search like couple photography or something of the sort. Obviously there's a lot of cheesy ones, there's a lot of romantic ones. It's kind of like whatever you're feeling. It is like, you can literally Google the heck out of this. I mean, you could even do stuff on your iPhone. I just think like it'd be fun to kind of like have some person come in for just like an hour, take a bunch, go away, send the photos to you later. It's kind of just a fun experience in my mind. So I would recommend that. Again, that's probably the weirdest idea I have that kind of like just created this whole video, because I'm like, people should do that more. Like people should just have fun little photo shoots with each other, because it captures so much. And I have the hiccups. Oh, alright. My last thing is, if you feel the need / you do want to get something for this person, I am just gonna put out, some people aren't gonna like this, I don't think there's anything wrong with buying secondhand as a gift. I've done it before. I will continue to do it. I really don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, as long as like it's in good condition. Obviously, if it's clothing and it sometimes can smell a little grandma-y, especially if you get it from a thrift store, wash it. And just like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And specifically, I want to say like eBay or Poshmark or like Mercari or something, or like Facebook Marketplace. If you find something, and especially like my first example, because that's kind of what like created this idea, is so Spencer is really into baseball. And I mean, he's into other things, but like really into baseball, and specifically the St. Louis Cardinals. So obviously anything when it comes to sports and sports gear is really expensive. And yeah, there's knockoffs and like whatever, but if you can get the real thing, you want to. And so you're always kind of on the lookout. And I know my mom has this issue with like when my sister occasionally wants something, or like a cousin wants something, like things are so expensive. And why don't we just look online for like a used one? Because clearly someone doesn't want it. Instead of buying a whole new item, you are just shifting ownership of that one. And it's like, you know, you're not contributing to like another product being bought. Like, it's just like this whole thing. And if they're really into something, if you can get like a vintagey, older version of that, I think that's really cool. Maybe some people don't. I know in some cases this is hard to do because they want something very specific. But like if you don't have like a wish list you're fulfilling, and you're just like, oh, I know my significant other really likes baseball, and I know they really like this team. I'm just gonna Google this team and kind of see what happens. Like I was on Poshmark this morning, and there's like vintage like jackets and cool things that are like older, like more collectible things now, because obviously they're like not in use anymore. And that's just like, I think that's really unique and really interesting, and I think really thoughtful to kind of look for those things. Obviously always do your Googling. If you're buying a player jersey online, like maybe double check. Like I always triple check numbers and things to make sure that someone's not just like throwing things on, because obviously names can just get slapped on a shirt. I know people do it. Things like, it's obviously not guaranteed what you're buying is authentic. You just kind of hope, honestly, when you're buying off secondhand sites like that. But I mean, in my opinion, in the end, does it really matter? But you know, just do your best in researching before you purchase anything. Obviously, if you're doing any kind of like in-person exchange, please be careful. Always meet in a public place. If you can, go with another person, and all that sort of stuff. Just like be aware. Feel free to ask questions to sellers. Yeah, some sellers will probably get annoyed. Others should answer your questions happily if they actually want to like move further with the exchange or whatever. But feel free to ask questions, because like obviously people get duped for crap all the time and it's really annoying. But if you can get a piece that you really love, it's such a good way that, one, saves you money, two, is not contributing to just another item being bought from a store. It's like so many good things. It's such like a authentic thought, or just like, you know, like I love the idea that you can get like vintage things. That is like my favorite. So and it's really easy on any of those apps to just start like searching for random things. Like I literally searched St. Louis Cardinals and that's what popped up amongst many other things. So there's always people trying to like get rid of things. And so like why not take advantage of that? And not even that, I've literally gone to thrift stores and purchased gifts for people from thrift stores. I don't see anything wrong with it. Again, as long as it's like cleaned up in like a, doesn't smell weird, doesn't like someone's like what the heck. And like I've always been very forward. If someone asks me, I'd be like, yeah, that came from a thrift store. I seriously don't find anything wrong with that. But I always clean the item before handing it to that person. But yeah, it just, you can find things everywhere. I don't think we constantly need to be running out and buying things. If we are going to buy something, I don't think it has to be brand spanking new or like, you know, from a quick shop real quick. It's just like, let's just rethink this whole gifting thing. But yeah, so I think that's it. I hope this maybe sparked a few ideas. I would say just like, especially if you're tight on money, don't push gifting. Like don't feel the need to push it. I mean, if you really like, I'm not sitting here saying I'm against gifting, because I'm definitely not. I love to gift people things, but I feel like there are so many other options. Like don't get a gift just for the sake of getting a gift. If you have literally no ideas, neither of you need anything, like no one's really looking for anything, wanting anything, then just have a night together, have an experience together, go to a drive-in movie, like I don't care, just do something together. Instead of feeling the need to like find a gift. And I feel like everyone gets in that mindset that you just feel like you have to find a gift, and I don't understand why, when you can just do things together, unless they like legitimately need that. But whatever. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave down below like what's the best thing you've ever done for a like celebration, anniversary, something of the sort, whether it was an experience or hell, even if it was like a great, very thoughtful gift. Obviously crafting and making something by hand is a whole nother like idea when it comes to anniversary gifting or gifting in general. That's a whole nother obviously avenue to explore and think of. And that can also, it's extremely thoughtful, obviously. So yeah, kind of leave down below what's been like the best thing that's ever been planned or happened, or maybe like your dream like experience or something of the sort. And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.